Recently, I uploaded a couple videos on Hellblade 2 because I was genuinely impressed with the game, but for some reason, people are hating on it like crazy, which I honestly just couldn't figure out at first, but after only a little bit of research and thought, I started to put two and two together. Current reports keep pointing to Hellblade 2 not doing so well on Steam, almost as if they're boasting about how little players are actively playing the game, which is honestly just kind of a weird, cringy thing to do in my opinion, because many of these reports just left me with the feeling that they're all forgetting about one incredibly important detail. But let's back it up a bit first here. In Canada, where I'm from, the game was posted up on Steam at $69.99, and I was almost about to purchase it because I truthfully enjoyed the storytelling and overall experience of the first game. My only issue was that I knew it would be a very short game, but I still thought, damn, you know what? Most single-player games we get nowadays have such a hard time showcasing great story, graphics, gameplay, and good audio. In fact, we're lucky to get 1 to 2 of those things in most games nowadays, especially if it's an online game. But the first Hellblade game checkmarked all those boxes. And the second one was looking to be quite a bit improved in the demos that were provided by Ninja Theory, the creators of Hellblade, at an event they showcased the technology for just over a year ago. So I thought to myself, even if I get like a 5 to 10 hour experience, maybe it's worth that price. You know what? How many times do I go to the theater, spend 20 bucks for a ticket, get a combo with a drink and maybe popcorn and candy? Next thing you know, you're spending another $25, which is $45 Canadian, all for a measly 1.5 to 3 hours show that you don't even get to interact with like you can in video games. Does that justify a bit of extra cost? Maybe. And this is why the current hate online is dumb. I haven't even gotten into the crazy part yet either. Remember when I mentioned it seemed like they were just hating and forgetting one incredibly important detail? Well, that funny little fact is that Xbox actually provided this brand new game for free on Xbox Game Pass for both console and PC. So, like the greedy money saver that I am, I purchased the game via Game Pass PC.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And I only paid $11.95 Canadian. So if that made sense for me to purchase it that way, what do you think most of the players who want to try this game out are going to do? You guessed it, they're probably going to play it on their Xbox consoles or PCs with Game Pass, just like I did. And that's why these reports are so bogus. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that reporting the more costly option and active players on a platform where nobody, and I mean nobody, has the reason or incentive to play there is just straight up hate in my opinion. Also, sorry to those of you who did purchase the game on Steam but didn't think of this. The last time I bought Game Pass PC was for Halo Infinite, which I thoroughly enjoyed its story and open world, which was a nice change to the previous Halos. I wish I could say the same about the multiplayer though. And after I was done, I simply unsubscribed from Game Pass because I didn't see anything else worth playing, and PlayStation was absolutely dominating at the time anyways. These reports are almost like they're coming from people who just don't want Game Pass to be a thing, which I don't understand. And we as consumers should have an obligation to shut down this type of hate in my opinion, because it's almost as if these so-called critics just don't want gamers to have nice things. So just don't fall for the fake hype, I guess. As of the recording of this video, Xbox still has yet to release the details of how many players ended up trying out the game via playing it on Xbox or Xbox Game Pass, but I think it's honestly safe to say who wouldn't get the Game Pass at this point. Overall, the game ended up taking me about 10 hours to beat, and the game reportedly can be completed in 5. I'm just the type of person who loves soaking everything in, like I always do with games I enjoy, and I have no regrets. Overall, the story being told, the beautiful visuals, audio, and everything in between truly felt like a treat in this day of age of single-player gaming. I even mentioned to my chat at one point that this game felt so special, it's as if I bought a one-of-a-kind event, like a pay-per-view or ticket to a concert even. Or maybe I just need to touch grass more, I don't know. But at the price I paid, and with Game Pass offering a lot more now since the launch of Halo Infinite, I guess the only question that remains now is whether or not I will actually be keeping Game Pass this time around. Best case scenario is that the game still only cost me 12 bucks, and now I pay a monthly at 12 bucks to play a massive library of games I may or may not enjoy, who knows. Worst Worst case scenario, I only spent 12 bucks and simply just unsubscribed because you can. Regardless, I am beyond happy with the story and gameplay of Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, with the only downside being that some parts were a little slow, but the story was constantly being told and evolving into something that kept me asking more questions as we learn about Senua's abilities in looking to conquer the giants, which kept me hyped and invested throughout the entire game. And the fights, don't even get me started. Remember that crazy fight you have with Ellie and Abby in The Last of Us Part 2? It feels like almost every single fight in Hellblade 2 is that intense. Not to mention there's tons of death animations they added into the game that are just crazy and shocked me many times over. I really have to give a shout out to the sound in this game too. It's honestly god tier and really takes advantage of the 3D audio, which is sure to send chills up your spine in some cases. Just be sure to play with a good headset. Then of course we have the graphics, which I can really just let them speak for itself. Honestly, some parts or even most parts of the game, I could have sworn I was just watching a live action movie and not a video game. In the end, all I can say is this is what I always imagined in the pre-next gen days when the words next gen were flying around so often. Since the launch of the latest graphics cards and next gen consoles, we're seeing spikes and extremely high sales in more indie games than we are AAA games, such as Lethal Company and the new Animal Well that just came out. And it's as if the term next gen was just a big scam originally. But then here we have Hellblade 2 proving us wrong and showcasing that these companies are capable of this great gameplay, these great graphics, audio, and so forth. And Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is so good it checks all these boxes. So in my own personal opinion, the developers have done a wonderful job, met and exceeded all expectations, and set a good example of what a AAA single player game should consist of. And let's just put a reminder out on that Game Pass price point. Seriously. Overall, with Senua's Saga, I think I would give this game a 9 out of 10. The only thing that would have made it an actual 10 out of 10 would have been that if the game was a little bit longer and some parts weren't as slow as they were. It's arguably even a 10 out of 10. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on whether or not you've played this game and if you've liked or disliked it. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.